What up? Peace to you, God. You already know. It's 2025 and we live. It's 2025 and we thrive. Regardless of the situation, regardless of the circumstance, regardless of what they may say, we're gonna show up anyway. Why? Because commitment is the start, consistency is the finish. So that's why we're here. If you don't know me, I go by NOS. Make sure you have the all caps. No, make sure you have the caps lock pressed when you type it. No snero, noise over silence, no one son. Now on stage, north or south. No one similar. Matthew. Those are the few of the things that I respond to positively. Thank you for joining on this live. Thank you for clicking into this video. If you're watching this on the rewatch, shout out to you. If you're joining me, what's up, cuzzo? What up? Big hug. How you feeling today? How you doing? Let me go turn on this light over here real quick. Mrs. Clayton, what's good with you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, ma'am. I am glad I got to see the girls too. All praise is due to the Most High for making that happen. Shout out to my back, shout out to my ankles. Shout out to my perseverance. You know? Shout out to the gas station for keeping me fed. I mean, I've been surviving off of gas station food for like a week and some change, fam. And my body is starting to look like it. So, something's got to change with that. Something got to change because we can't. Of course, this shit is dead. Because we can't live like that. We won't live like that. Olivia, what's good, cuzzo? Mrs. Clayton, thank you for that royal crown. Appreciate you, love. Much hugs and respect and love and joy and peace and all of that. It's always a pleasure having you come through. Shout out to all 7 people, especially the 5 of you who haven't hit that thumbs up yet. Please consider doing that if anything you hear resonates with you. What else? If you are into critical thought, if you're into freedom, if you're into seeing ordinary, normal people get it out the mud and travel on that upward spiral, consider subscribing to the channel. I appreciate it. And if not, so be it. But either way, thank you for clicking on the video. All is well. I'm in Jacksonville, Florida right now. Where you from? What's your age? Don't really care too much what your gender is. What's your location? You know what I mean? We got some Jamaican food on the way for me. Living the babies. That's what's up. What y'all get? Y'all got some oxtails. Y'all got some manish water. Some stewed chicken. Let me guess. Y'all probably got some curry on the way. I'm sure y'all got a. I hope y'all Jamaican spot is so tasty. I hope the lady at the register had the only attitude like they supposed to have. What else? Oh yeah, so I titled this video, Think Before You Speak. You may be wondering, why is that? Why think before I speak? A lot of people don't think before they speak, and we all know this. If you've been alive for a certain period of time and you walk the earth, if you walk the land, you've noticed that people say the most randomest, sometimes stupid and dumb, deaf and blind things that come out of anybody's mouth, right? So I titled this video, this live, Think Before You Speak. Because, hey Juju. Oh, you got them oxtails, cuzzo? Already know. Oxtails is always the go-to. Whenever I go Jamaican, it's gotta be oxtails, it's gotta be rice and peas. with the gravy, plantains. So think before you speak. The reason why it's think, capital THINK, because is it true? Is it helpful? Is it important? Is it necessary? Is it kind? Those are the 5 questions you always need to be asking yourself before you open your bumba clot ass mouth. I'm sorry for my terrible patois. My cousin got me in the mood for the Jamaican food, so it's just coming out because I was fiending for some oxtails and some plantains. It's all good though. What y'all doing for Thanksgiving, cuzzo? Y'all cooking it up? Y'all chefing it up? My dad asked me to go to my uncle's crib, and he's going for like 4 or 5 days, and that might be the reason why I can't go, because I gotta work. Also, I need like a good week and a half of thoroughly cleaning this house, because the girls will be coming to stay with me for the week of Christmas, and I just want to, have it presentable for them. I want them to look, come in and be like, oh, I love this place. Not like, why does it smell weird in here? Are those cobwebs? So, yeah, man. Yeah. Ghost White 3 says, show us your ceiling fan. I need to see those screws of it and how nice the design of it. Maybe next time. All right, I see the bots. I see the bots are in full swing tonight. Boop. Bye-bye. Welcome to the block party. Get you up out of here. Who else? Who else needs to get up out of here? DSR, I'm going to let you rock. That wasn't too terrible. Zachariah, I'm going to let you rock. That wasn't too crazy. All right. So it looks like we still well on our way. What else do I have for you? Not much, you know what I'm saying? Like, the reason why we're doing this on an odd day, maybe you want to know why we're doing this on an odd day when we normally do it on an even day. That's because last night I was driving all night, and I damn sure wasn't about to hop on a live at like 10:30, 11. I think my pops was already asleep, so I wasn't going to do that. But yeah, it was it's a nice little 5-hour drive from Columbus, Georgia, where my girls stay. And in case you're wondering how that went fantastic. I arrived around 10:30 on Saturday morning. I arrived at the jump park, a place called Launchpad. And it was one of Aura's good friend's birthday party. So I got to be present for that. She was happy to see me. She gave me a big hug, jumped right into my arms. Lumi, on the other hand, was sleeping, so she got put on a carrier. I had to carry her around for like the first hour and a half. But eventually she woke up, and of course, as soon as she woke up, she was a star of the show. Everybody loves Lumi. She's award-winning cute. And everything that she says is just like, it takes your breath away. She's that cute of a toddler. And I'm so happy to be her dad. I'm so happy that she chose me to come through. And I can't wait to see her gifts to the world. Because she definitely is gifted. You know what I mean? Shout out to all the children in the world. They are inheriting such a crazy, diabolical realm to live in. Give, live, love was good. And yeah, I pray for these little babies every day, man, because I remember when I was growing up, I thought that by the time I was born in 1985, if you're asking yourself. So growing up in the 90s and starting to get a grasp of what the world was, the world that I was growing up into, we still had Michael Jackson, Free Willy was a thing, technology, internet was starting to come alive. So I was like, yo, the world is getting so much better than what it used to be. Because, in school, they teach you about medieval times. They teach you about the Black Plague. They teach you about slavery and all of that. So I'm like, yo, the world is gonna be lit when I get older because it's like on this upward trajectory. But when you really start to pay attention, and me being 40 years old at this point, it's just like, are we really doing that much better? I mean, there are a ton of statistics that say humanity is doing better, like life expectancy, infant mortality rate is like, up and all of that. Like disease is down. But in a lot of ways, we are moving backwards, and I'm sure you can relate to that. Cheryl Weiss, what's up, love? How you doing? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the live. If you missed it, I highly encourage you to do the rewind or watch it on the replay. But the title, the theme of this live is called Think Before You Speak, and I'll just sum it up for you really quick because it only takes about 5 seconds. Before we speak, we always want to do 5 things or ask ourselves 5 essential questions. Those questions are going to be, is it true? Is it helpful? Is it important? Is it necessary? And is it kind? And if you are not answering yes to at least 3 out of all 5 of those, hopefully you're answering a 5 out of 5 yes. But if it's not 3 yeses out of those 5, then maybe don't say anything. All right? And that's my game that I'm giving out right now. I actually used to have a t-shirt that said that on that. But it's something that I learned maybe back in like the early 2000s. And once I learned that, I was like, I'm keeping that. That's going to be my motto for life. And I don't think I've shared it much on the YouTube. So I said, that's a good theme to name this video. And we jumped in with it. Pebbles, thank you so much for the gifts. Those are cool. The goat and the stop hand. That's cool. Joe Mama, was that true? Am I an uncle? Yeah, I am an uncle. I don't have watermelon, so it's not really helpful. It's not important what I'm eating. It's not really necessary. And I do love watermelon, so suggesting that I eat one might be kind. So I'll let you rock. You got 2. You got 2 out of the 5. You need to work on your 3rd. Mrs. Clayton says, my daughter came and spent the night and did an hour of Reiki on me, so my chakras are open and flowing. That's what's up. Making medicine today. I'm more aware the older I get. Thinking before I speak is powerful. Facts. Shout out to your dope family. Again, I feel like I shout out your family on every live, Mrs. Clayton. You have such a blessing of a family. I hope that everybody in the chat watching this right now has half of the dopeness of a family that you do. All I know is I think. I like that. I think, therefore I am. Right? That's how the saying goes. Something like that. Thank you for the high 5, Pebbles. Bow. Oh shit, you saw that? Wow. Those are old. I haven't done pull-ups in a minute. Speaking of that, like I was just saying before, I've been living off of gas station food for like 2.5 weeks, working these shifts, and it's not cool. Something's got to change, and one of those changes has to be getting back to having callus on my hands. Like I haven't worked out for real in a minute. Like I do a little push-ups here and there, do a little squat here and there, but like the actual workout session with like the warm-up, you know what I mean? It's not happening. So I feel like, you know what also is like hindering the workout process is it being so dark early in the morning. Like I was appreciating getting up at 5:30 and like the sun was pretty much coming over the horizon at that time, and by 6 a.m. the sun was up. Now you get up at 5:30, it's dark, and it's gonna be dark until like what, 7 o'clock now. And the neighborhood that I live in, you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't scared, but I also don't want to be just out there like for the creepy crawlies, you know what I mean? And in the park, what was it? The park that I normally go work out in, somebody just got shot in the head over $20. Over $20. They asked him for $20. He said, nah, I don't got it. The dude said something disrespectful. They got into a little scuffle. The other dude who was asking for the money, pulled out the shwammy, shot homie in the head for $20. And that happens in the park. That happened last week in the park that I work out in all the time. And ouch. It's kind of got me apprehensive because I don't want to be one of those, you know what I mean? Because I know I'm the type of dude, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm nice. Like, I'm not going to disrespect you if you ask for $20, but at the same time, you better leave me alone. Like, don't harass me, because then I might get disrespectful. And if I see you go for it, you know what I'm saying? I'm definitely rushing you. I'm not about to get shot in the back out here, even though getting shot in the back is getting shot better than getting shot in the head. But is it, though? Is it? Because if you get shot in the back, you might get paralyzed, and then you being paralyzed for the rest of your life is trash. Anyway, that rant took a turn. Torch in hand, thank you for this thing. I don't even know if those cost anything, but I appreciate it anyway because those are cool. All right, let me catch up with these comments. Red Mrs. Clayton's daughter giving her Reiki. Chicken Skitty says, "Oh yeah, I read that one. All I know is I think." Torch in hand, what's up? I love your hot pink default. That's really cool. D-Oy, what's up? Long time no see. Shooter McGavin says, but I have ADHD and every time I try, I can only get to 2 and I forget the process and say dumb shit anyway. Can I help you? Well, I'll say this. If you really legitimately have ADHD, I think it's you can overcome your forgetfulness and still overcome having to say dumb shit. But you do kind of get a pass if you're neurodivergent, dare I say. You know, it's only a suggestion. You don't have to. I only suggest it because I think it'll be beneficial to our lives. And if benefit to your life is not what you're seeking, then continue doing what you're doing. By all means. I'm not going to stop you. Torch in hand, you make music, drop your link. Where can we find your music? Where can we listen? What kind of music do you make? SM, what's good? Thank you, love. You talking about Instagram or you talking about the joints right behind me? Oh, I guess that's not my girls. That's only Aura. And in a way, I feel like I need to update that, but at the same time, it's so cool that I might just keep it and just like add another one. That's Lumi, Aura, and I. Torch in hand, you keep saying you have music, but you haven't told us where we can find your music. Wait, are you still at the chicken place? I missed mad episodes. Damn, D, you are far behind. I'm not even in that state. Give, live, love. What's up? Peace to you, God. You promised yourself not to fall off your workouts this winter, and you won't. I believe in you. Let's get it. You and I both. We gonna go even harder during the winter. You know why? Because when it's the winter time, we put on our baggy clothes, we put on extra clothes, and so people kind of sleep on what's happening underneath the clothes, right? But when springtime comes and we start taking off all the clothes and we get a little bit more revealing, that's when people notice. And it's like, you know, it's like seeing a kid that you haven't seen in a couple years. They go from, you know, a little kid to like damn near a grown ass adult. So the surprise is the shock value is definitely worth it. And I'm rooting for you, Give, Live, Love. I'm rooting for you. Very emotional behavior. Okay. Looking like the disobedient dude on Coach Cartel. Okay. That's the second time somebody said that in the chat in the past 2 lives. People thinking that I look like that dude from Coach Carter, which I don't. But, you know, some people see a 6 and they think 9. What about a gym membership? I think about it almost every day and I can't bring myself to it because the most affordable gym that I know about is Planet Fitness. It's about $10 a month, but then they have like this yearly stupid ass fee of like $60. I hate that shit. I was a member of Planet Fitness for like 10 years. And I hated that annual fee every time it came around. And I have like an outdoor workout place where I could work out for free. Granted, people get popped all the time over there just for being over there. But I try not to let fear be my guide. You know what I mean? Like I try not to let fear make my decisions. I don't what was it? Fear stands for false evidence appearing real, or face everything and run, or face everything and rise. I forget what the acronym means, but you know what I mean? I don't let the fear sway me, but it has been. I'm just getting over it. It's gonna take a little. I'm letting the heat die down. Hopefully, I don't even know if they caught homie. All I know was it was in the news. I read it in passing. I'm gonna get to it though. I'm gonna get to it. You know what I mean? And when I clean up the crib, ideally more space will be made. And when more space is made, I don't gotta go nowhere. I can do every exercise I need. What I really need is a kettlebell. I've been watching like people work out with just kettlebells, and I hear that's all you really need. Like for mobility, functional exercise, get yourself a kettlebell and you in there. You don't need nothing else. And I got a jump rope. I'm gonna get a better jump rope. Squats. You know what I'm saying? Push-ups. Don't need nothing else. Daniel DG Auto. You don't even know how to talk shit right. Diddy's mini me. What are you, dumb? That probably wasn't true and helpful and important and necessary kind of me. So I apologize. You might be just a little mentally challenged, Daniel. All right. I understand there's a lot of mentally challenged people, especially on the internet, especially on YouTube. I'm out here putting myself in front of the world. Who knows who's gonna come through the chat? Juju said, y'all trying to use oil? What kind of oil? What kind of oil you talking about, Juju? You talking about that massage oil? You talking about the what oils they be using? The essential oils? I think that's what they're called. Oh, sis, what's good, sis Gina? And I ain't caught you in a live in a minute. Mango Eater was good. Love you, Gina. Big hugs, big hugs, big hugs. Sending my love to you and them babies. Shout out to the big homie Chris. Give him a hug for me too. It's been a minute. Juju is trying to be the next Diddy. All right. All right. People got problems with big foreheads, and it doesn't give like a good quality burn. It doesn't give a good quality diss. Like if that's, you know what I'm saying, like think deeper about your disses. Like whenever I diss people, I want them to think about it. I want them to take a couple seconds to really let it sink in, the levels of what they have been burned with. But when you jump right into the forehead jokes, and then you want to talk about my brain. What did he? I don't even remember what that stupid person said. But they're now in the block party, partying up with all the other blockies. That's right. Summer bodies are built in the winter. Oh my God. Yo, YouTube. Yo, I was talking to my homie today about Halo and how I used to play Halo a lot back in the day. And the fucking Halo chats, like, what wasn't even a chat. It was like I guess it was a chat. But like, you know, when you put on the headphones and you can hear everybody talk shit in the whole fucking the Halo game. Oh my god, we used to have so much fun. Those were the days. People just aren't that creative anymore, unfortunately. And it's fucking sad. It's fucking sad. Is Joe Flacco elite? Wow, that's deep. I used to love Joe Flacco. He played for the Baltimore Ravens, right? I used to like the Ravens back in them Joe Flacco days, if I'm not mistaken. Nah, that's a fact, loyalty. I'm definitely not trying to, you know, have the mother of my children tell my children that their dad has something bad has happened to them, such as that. Oh, loyalty, yeah, you already said it. You already said it. I must be behind in the. Thank you, spiritually guided. Appreciate that. I don't know who Christian Keys is, but I appreciate it. Heavenly, and very much. Flame Cash. Welcome to the block party. And also get off my nuts. That's right, country boy. God loves us all. I always say that. Again. Man. People come in here, say stupid shit, and then run. Nobody has the balls to do what I do. I swear to God. Nah, I'll take that back because there's a bunch of people on YouTube Live. So all of those, everybody who does YouTube Live has balls. Anybody who does live on anything probably has a proverbial set of cojones. You turn the room in your house into a gym. That's what's up. That's what we got to do. There's the real Juju. I was like, yo, who's this weird, the weird Juju? Nah, guap. How dare you use that name? You're broke, guap. You're broke because you're here and you have trash jokes. You can't even burn correctly. Welcome to the block party. All right. Let me see what's up with this light. Hopefully it stays on. Now you can see me better. Hi, haters. Hello, all beautiful people. We got a lot of thumbs up. Appreciate it. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the live. If you love free thought, critical thought, if you love freedom, if you love to see a normal human being get it out the mud, if you love fatherhood, family type vlogs, if you love hip hop, if you love science, if you love what else do we do here? If you love random freezer meals being cooked in front of your very eyes, consider subscribing to the channel. Who says WAP? I do appreciate people coming in and like making jokes about themselves and not me. I appreciate that. Like, I'll take that. I don't want to be the butts of no jokes. Because if you know what I'm saying? If you're a keyboard thug, if you talk behind the safety of your keyboard, it just kind of makes me even more upset because I can't punch you. You know what I mean? And I guarantee. I can't guarantee because I have children now. But before I had children, people was getting knocked the fuck out for saying the smallest disrespect. Let's talk about it. High Voltage Studios. You love freedom and hate Trump. Let's talk about it. Because I too love freedom. Can't say that I hate Trump. But I do hate all politicians as a general statement. Like, in all general sense of the word. I don't like politicians. I probably would feel comfortable going so far as saying that I hate all of them. besides my guy, I want to say Ron Paul. Yeah, Ron Paul. There's this guy in the government now. I think his name is James Massey. He's pretty cool. But all the rest of them can eat a dick. But yeah, man. That's what we do on this channel. We talk about freedom a lot. We talk about critical thought because not many people can do it. And I hope to inspire people to do it more. That's why I titled this video, Think Before You Speak. Is it true? Is it helpful? Is it necessary? Is it, oh, I misspelled it. Is it true? Is it helpful? Is it important? Is it necessary? Is it kind? Yeah, reporting to the authorities, D. Who's Mamdani? Oh, is that the that's the guy running for the governor of New York right now? I don't know too much about him. I'm not gonna hold you. I do like the fact that he divested everything from Israel. You know what I'm saying? As far as New York, like, I know Israel hates his guts for that, but I'm very proud of him in doing it. I think that was a brave stance. I think it needs to be done by every state. I think it needs to be done by every country. You know, I wish no ill upon the people of Israel, but that government, that authoritarian, totalitarian, fucking dictator shit that Benjamin Netanyahu has going on, like, that dude needs to. There's people in his government don't even like him. They protest against him all the time. Like, they know that he invented Hamas. They know that he's funding Hamas. They know that he's damn near running Hamas. You know what I'm saying? He told all they have the most, one of the most impenetrable, impregnable walls. They literally have a wall around Israel. What's called I think it's called like a dome of some kind, where it's just like a surface to air missile defense, where if anything gets shot over the wall, they can shoot at it and knock it down. But somehow it wasn't working October 7th. So, you know, how the world allowed that to happen and kind of continues to allow it to happen is beyond me. And that's what I mean, where I was talking about how it's 2025, and when I was a kid, I thought that the world was going to get much better, but that is a prime example of how we've moved way backwards. Like, that should not happen. Like, but yeah, I think if that's who you're talking about, Mamdani, he seems like a cool dude for that. But at the same time, he's a politician. Granted, I don't know much about him. I do also like the fact that, like, his whole transition team is women. I feel like that's a very me move. That's something that I would do. But also, I wouldn't do it just because they're women. Like, they would just happen to be women who were really close to me, that I trusted, that I felt were smart enough to get the job done. I wouldn't hire a transition team and make them all women just because they're women. You know what I mean? But I thought it was a cool move that he did that. I also like the fact that he's proud of himself being an immigrant, or maybe like the son of immigrants. But yeah, New York needs a lot of change, and I hope that he accomplishes good things. So I wish him well. What if the next president is a mechanical engineer or doctor instead of a billionaire? Facts. You said that, High Voltage Studios. That's what it should be. It should be, you know what I'm saying? There used to be a time where if you couldn't be a president unless you served in the armed forces. Now it's like the norm where you don't have to do that and people accept it. You used to have to be like a model American citizen. Now we get just fucking assholes. You know what I mean? I don't know how that shit happened or where that, I think it started with like Bill Clinton, probably. But yeah, I agree with you. The next, I actually personally don't want any more presidents. I think America should be single for a while. We shouldn't date any more politicians. We should do away with government as a whole. I feel like it's an antiquated idea. We need to do something better. But if we needed to have a president, it would be really cool if there was somebody who was proven to, be born in like the lower economic class, hopefully rose above that, made some smart decisions, became a successful business person, has a positive family around them, not necessarily have to be married, but definitely have a good, decent family. Because family is everything. America as a whole is a family. So if you can't organize and operate and create motion within your family, I think you have no purpose being the president. But I digress off of that. But good point, high voltage. Why gas station food? Gas station food because that is the closest place I can eat. So I cook when I get home most of the time. But I say gas station food because I have a half-hour lunch break, and the closest place to eat is a 5-minute drive, and it's a gas station. Their food, they have food, they have hot food, but it's the closest place I can go eat without I don't pack lunches. I will at some point, but I haven't yet. So I just get what's convenient, and that gas station is the most convenient place. Facts. High voltage. I love people in every country, especially Israel. Not the Zionists though. I will make that qualification. Zionists can go eat a dick. Zionism is a terrible idea. I think it should be looked at as like a mental disorder. I think people who believe and want Zionism should be put up in padded rooms and maybe fed like one meal a day. I like his ideas, and for the first time, I think this politician heart is in the right place. I also like his policies. I completely agree with you about Benny Boy. Facts. Hey, Unseen was good. Yes, ma'am. It's an odd day because I didn't get to jump in yesterday. I was driving all night. But thank you for joining us on this odd day. All puns intended. Thank you for that high voltage. I'm not married, but I will take that compliment. Camille, we need to add a lot more checks on President. Man, he's high on power. Yeah. Whatever happened to checks and balances in this country? I thought that was like the shining light of the world, of the American government having a system of checks and balances. We used to brag about that all over the world, and it's terrible. It doesn't even work now. And that's why I say we should just do away with government altogether. There's a way better way. And I can sum it up for you in less than 30 seconds. Here it is. Do away with government. Give the control back to people. And the way you do that is by first coming up with like a blockchain type of situation where votes can be authenticated from each individual. We all have smartphones. So we all download an app called like Decisions Are Us. I don't know, something like that, where smart people who are qualified through competency tests create legislation. They bring forth the legislation. We all see it on our app and like a daily bulletin board, like ideas that people have. And then people vote on these ideas. And the ideas that, get a majority of votes or a high number of votes get reevaluated. More people take tests of competency to have a qualified vote on whether that legislation would work, and then we simply try the legislation for a trial period, maybe like 3 months, 6 months, or something like that. We see where it goes. If it works, we continue. We reevaluate it again. And if it doesn't work, then we simply drop it. It should be really that simple. And I'm not even the smartest person on the planet, so I know that it can be done. Yeah, if there can be loopholes in the checks and balances system, then it's not a good system. Olu was good. How are you, family? How's your health doing? How's the life? How was your Monday? Was those kids acting up today? Male and female genes have become a tube of mustard. Yo, that's funny. That's funny. But let's talk about it though. I love conversations that under most circumstances cause a divide. You know what I mean? And I think the male and female conversation always causes divide because people are on this side or that side, or they don't know which side to be on. But not to insinuate that I really know what you mean by male and female genes becoming a tube of mustard, but what I feel like is what you might be alluding to is there's like really the masculinity of the human race and the femininity, yeah, that's the way you say it, femininity of the human race has become more like androgynous these days. Like it's so mixed up where there's really no clear example. And granted, I feel like men can have feminine traits and women can have masculine traits. At the same time, the lines are becoming more and more blurred as time goes on. And I feel like every fall to a big, let's say, society, if you will, or civilization starts to happen when that starts to happen. But that's just me. I'm not a history buff, but if I remember anything, that's what it's about. What's up, Dad? Welcome home. Should we make it illegal to make things illegal? That's another good question. Should we make it illegal to make things illegal? No, I think certain things should be illegal. I think that the idea of illegal needs to be reevaluated, because we like to think that laws stop people from doing things, but they don't. It's really people's fear of the consequence of what happens if they break the law. The law itself doesn't stop anything from ever happening. Anybody who's ever broken the law will tell you that the law was not there to stop them. So, and there's also a difference between legal and lawful. And I think more people need to know the difference between those two things. So, yeah, good question though, High Voltage. I like you in the chat. I hope to see you again. Camille says, to be fair, the idea you have is a little disconnected from reality, and I can easily see how that system will break. You get where you're at, but the system is a lot of bit of a dream. How so, Camille? Let's talk about it. You think that my idea is disconnected from reality? What part of it is disconnected from reality? And how will it easily break? I'm interested because I don't get to talk about it with a lot of people. So tell me what you think. Would I ever run for a government office if I could? Yeah, hell yeah. I would definitely run for government, and I would run on the slogan that once I get in office, I'm going to dismantle all of this shit. I'm going to show people a better way. Once I'm in there, I'm really just going to use government for their own platform, and then wake people up to the ways and methods in which we could do better. But yeah, good question, Teach Love. What's up with this light? I keep charging it, but it doesn't stay on for a while. Teach Love, would you run for government if you could? Do I know what it's like to have power? Of course, I have power over so many things. I have power over, not power over this light. This light that I have right here. I don't have power over that. Oh, nice. That looks beautiful.
It's a $20 cheesecake.
Wow, you were feeling it, huh?
Yeah, you can be feeling it too.
Where'd you get it from? It looks like it's from Whole Foods.
It's from a place that make.
Oh, they do cheesecake? Oh, okay.
Oh,
that's what's up. Oh yeah, so to answer your question, do I know what it feels like to have power? Yeah, absolutely. I have power over so many things. I have power over myself. I have power over in a certain sense, the people here, because I can shut this fucking live off right now and nobody would have a chat to chat. I mean, I guess you could find somebody else's live to chat into, but yeah. But I think I know what you, I'm not trying to like I'm not trying to like skate around your question. If you mean like power in the sense of making decisions that will affect a massive amount of people, nah. I don't have that kind of power. Nor do I think any one person should have. I think we should all have power to bring forth our ideas. Oh, nice. Thank you. I think we should all have power to bring forth our ideas and have them displayed in front of a lot of people, which is kind of the sort of power that I'm wielding right now by spouting my ideas in front of the 18 people that are in this chat right now. Shout out to all of you guys. Hopefully you hit up the thumbs up. And if you like critical thought, if you like freedom, if you love family style vlogs, if you like fatherhood, if you like hip hop, if you love so many different things, if you love realistic people talking about things, if you love community, which I have a beautiful one here, consider subscribing. I appreciate that. Consider hitting the thumbs up even if you haven't yet. Okay, here we go. Serena. Hey, Serena, what's good? Do I think I can handle it? Yeah, I think I can handle everything. With great power comes great responsibility, and I am one of the most responsible people I've ever met in my life. I don't think there's anybody more responsible than me. If they are, or no, pause. I think that they may be equal to my responsibility, but is anyone more responsible than me? I doubt it. Highly doubt it. What is responsibility anyway? Responsibility is your ability to... Let's look it up. Let's look it up. Responsibility. Your ability to respond is what my mind is telling me. Your ability to respond. And I have the utmost ability to respond to any given situation the best that I can. So if that is the definition of responsibility, then I'm all good. First off, if you make a standardized test for competence, it's generally not a good idea, as it limits people to our social idea of qualified to vote, and limiting who can vote is a slippery slope. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about that. A standardized test for competency is as simple as, can you answer this correctly? It's not about making it a subjective test. It's an objective test. So like economics. Do you understand what a free market is? Do you understand what socialism is? Can you describe it? Do you understand what communism is? Can you describe it? That's competency test. It's not a subjective test. So to me, that's a great idea. I understand why you're saying it might not be a good idea, but I don't see that. I don't see how it's not a... You need tests. You, like, for instance, if you have no idea what those different types of economies are, if you don't know what systematic compliance is, or like how people comply to a system on a day-to-day basis, then you shouldn't be allowed to make certain decisions, because you have no idea what you're talking about. You become part of noise.
You want to heat this off?
No, thank you.
You ate?
Yeah, I ate.
You want me to put this in the fridge?
No, you can leave it there. So, yeah. And yeah, I think people do, there should be limits to what people can vote on. Because like I said, not everybody's competent on everything. That's exactly what we're doing right now, except we limit the votes to a certain number of people, and people who are very corrupt, people who use their positions to raise themselves in economic ability and social standing. So I don't really get where you're coming from with that when it's pretty much exactly what we're doing right now, except I'm saying unlimited from to the 200 and some odd people who make the decisions now to every single person who's the age of majority, which is anybody 18 or over. I would even lower that age. I would say 16 or over. If you can prove as a 16-year-old that you know what economic systems are, or like if you know technology better than people who don't know technology, you know what I mean? Then you should be allowed to make decisions on technology and like legislations about technology. If you know about transportation and how to systematically improve transportation, if you can prove that you can, that you're competent in that, you should be able to make decisions in that area of life, of society, not people who have no idea how to do that. Yeah, so I don't think it's a slippery slope at all. Thank you for that, Miss Chris. Yeah, I tried to open up my dictionary app and I got that. So they don't want us to see the they don't want us to see the definition of responsibility. Let me try the internet. Responsibility definition. The definition of responsibility is the state, quality, or fact of being responsible, which is basically saying your ability to respond, something for which one is responsible, a duty, an obligation, or a burden. Yeah. Check on that. The state of being responsible, accountable, or answerable as for a trust, debt, or obligation. Yep. That is the definition of responsibility, people. So I feel like I encompass all of those things to a T. No, I would support someone running for an office I believe in. Me too. I often, even though I don't believe in government or politicians, if there was somebody who was talking anything similar to what I was talking about, such as like a Ron Paul or a James Massey, I would vote for them. But I don't vote. I'm not even registered to vote. I actually went through great lengths to unregister myself. It is like a matter of public record that I am not registered to vote. It's like filed in the land miscellaneous records in the county of New York right now that I don't want to vote and I don't consent to government. The system is broken and has been for way too long. It's insane to keep doing what doesn't work. Exactly. The definition of insanity is keep doing the same thing and expect different results. We keep doing the same thing every 2 to 4 years and we think that it's going to change and it doesn't. So we need to throw everything out, come in with something new. Like I said, I'm not saying like my idea is the best idea, but it's a great fucking idea. And I think if more people thought, even just because they keep us so involved with going to work, doing our everyday life, that we often don't even think like that on that level of like, how can we make society in general better? Like we're so concerned about going to work, paying bills, keeping food in our stomachs, keeping the roof over our heads, and keeping our children happy, our significant others happy. We're so concerned about what's going on the rectangle, that we don't put thought into how can we impact the globe as a whole. And when we start to, we think that we're so insignificant in that way that we don't even get started. Absolutely, there's a way you can set up such a test in an objectively fair manner. Camille, what's going on? Yeah, I feel like you're just being a contrarian. It's very easy to imagine how you can set up a competency test and put it out there for everybody. You have Instagram, right? You have YouTube. We all have YouTube. We all can get the app for the legislation, the test of competency to make sure that your votes are qualified. And not to say that if you just want to vote as a singular vote, then fine, you can have that. But I also think that people who are more competent than people who aren't qualified should have more, their vote should have more weight. Like the same way we watch, you heard of ESPN, right? When you watch ESPN, everybody's not qualified to talk about football. Everybody's not qualified to talk about basketball. Like, am I more qualified to talk about basketball than Michael Jordan? Like, I know a lot about basketball, but I think Mike would have a much better opinion on basketball. Michael Jordan, I mean, would have a much better opinion, a much more weighted opinion on basketball than I. Coach K, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm trying to say. It's very easy to imagine. And again, you're saying a government could say that if you don't answer with their agenda, and you two are uninformed to vote. See, and that's where I think we're having this divergence of understanding. I'm getting rid of the idea of government, so you have to get rid of your idea of government to understand that it's a competency test. So people who are smart enough to develop a competency test could then put them up on the board of competency tests to take and decide on how much weight your vote or score on the test can change your ability to vote. And then people who take the test can be like, I don't really think this test is good enough to decide the weight of my opinion on this subject. And then other people can agree. You know, this is anarchy. What I'm describing is total anarchy. It's taking the blind following away from rulers and people who have like this unilateral say so in what goes on, and just giving the same to everybody. And the only way to have your opinion or your vote or your idea, the only way to give that more weight is to show the collective, everybody, that you deserve that. And you do that by taking a certain competency test. And I think it's really that simple, man. I'm sure there's people who are smarter than me who can figure. Derek was good. Thank you for the guitar, family. Appreciate that. There are people who are smarter than me who can take my idea and make it greater than what I'm explaining it as now. I'm not saying it's perfect, but I think it's almost there. And I'd be happy, more than happy, to sit down with you, Camille, and like really shoot it out, like really discuss back and forth. Like, I'm not trying to tell you that you're wrong at all, Camille. I love this discourse that we're having right now, because this is the discourse that matters. But I'm just like asserting my position, I guess you would say. And yeah, I'm not gonna hold y'all because it's getting late. I'm down to do this for like another 5 or so minutes, because I do want to eat a little bit more. I only ate a snack before I got onto here. And I think the communication is great. Camille, if you're open to chatting more about this, like, I'm even open to opening the platform with you. This platform is always open for anybody who wants to join. I'm not one of those people who like, this is only I can be the one talking head on here. If you want to do a live with me and dive into it deeper, I welcome that. You can send me an email to eyenero@gmail.com. That's eyenero@gmail.com. And yeah, we can shoot the shit. If you want to do it in private, or we could do it in front of everybody. No, you're very wrong about that. Okay, that you're totally wrong about, Camille. And just because society is anarchist doesn't mean that there's no voting. Anarchy means that there's no one subject to anyone else's rule. So almost everything that we participate in, like right now, this chat is an anarchist chat. Because what we're doing is we're just organizing our thoughts around a central idea. So anarchy doesn't mean that there's no organization, all right? We have to make that very clear. We have to distinct that from what already exists, which is government. Government is like, it's like a members only club where you have to have a certain status to even get in, and it's usually like an economic status. But where anarchy differentiates is, even though there's a members only club, whatever the club decides doesn't mean that it has to affect the individual. The rights of the individual, the inherent rights of the individual, will always be upheld and never abridged or infringed upon. Yeah, I got WhatsApp. Hit me on that email, and I'll give you my number. I just don't want to give my number out on the internet. You know what I mean? Thank you for suggesting that, Mr. Warren. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Mr. Warren. Thank you for, you know what I mean, for suggesting that. Also, if you are in the mood, if you're feeling called to show some type of consideration or a donation, definitely hit that's the cash up right there, eyenero. My Venmo and my PayPal are often in the descriptions of my other videos, so please consider watching any of the other videos. And you can get that. You can get all of that stuff. Matter of fact, what's this? Yeah. I don't know how to write comments in here and like pin them. But that is what it is. Olivia, thank you, Cuzzo. That seal is freaking cute. I love the color purple. That's my joint. That's my joint. Oh, we up to 2.6K emerald super chats. So yeah, thank you all for that. This has been dope so far. I love the discourse that Camille has brought to the conversation. If you don't have a government that will impose laws, then what's the point then? If people vote on laws, but nobody is subjected to those laws, then what's the point? Well, I would say that I believe in humanity. I believe that the reason why people break laws is because they feel in a way that they have to. I'm a very empathetic person. People are pushed to limits where they feel like they need to steal or they need to kill. I was about to rhyme kill with still. But you know what I mean? Like, people feel like they need to break these laws because they're in a tough position where they have no other choice. Granted, there are people who are psychotic and, you know, mentally divergent and don't understand that there are certain things that you're just not really supposed to do, especially like, you know, adults who touch children in the wrong way and shit like that. Like, that shit is sick and it needs to be addressed. And yeah, so what I would do in those situations is we make these ideas. You can call them laws, you can call them rules, you can call them codes, you can call them, yeah, there's all types of different synonyms for codes and laws and rules or whatever, you know what I mean? Let's get past that part. But these ideas are in place and we all agree that we're going to follow these ideas, and anyone who is outside of the idea gets called in first. Like, I feel like instead of coercing people to not take certain actions by threatening them with punishment, as opposed to treating them with what's it called, like a discipline, or treating them with a deterrent. Like, there's incentives to be a certain way and there's deterrents to be a certain way. The whole idea that we've been living under for millennia now, where it's like, if you do this certain thing, if you act this way, you're gonna get punished. It doesn't serve humanity. But since we've been doing it for such a long time, it's become ingrained in like our collective consciousness, if you will. And so certain people act accordingly, but we still have outliers. We still have people who break fucking laws, who do nefarious things. And like I said, instead of necessarily punishing those people where you're not correcting their behavior, you're just locking them up or killing them at worst. If you provide incentive for them to do a certain thing, to act accordingly, and you provide deterrence for them not to do the thing, then it's a lot different than imposing a will, such as a law, which is the only law that there really is God's law, which is do unto others as you would have done to yourself. The only place where that breaks down is some people don't care if people treat them poorly, therefore they treat other people's poorly. So that kind of does break down after a while. But I think everybody innately understands that we're not here by ourselves. Nobody's on an island. Nobody wants to be excluded from the group. And it just so happens that we are, for certain prejudice and reasons that, economics, classism, ageism, ableism, all the isms or whatever, racism, So when people feel like they're outside of the in group, they make poor decisions. So if we foster this environment in society where we're all in this in group called the human race, who want to do better than what we have in our past, and we hold our past up as an example of where we've been fucking up, and then look to where we can know we can correct those fuck ups and do better, then I think, I don't really believe in a utopia, but I believe in what's called an emergent society where we're constantly conscious of where we're fucking up and where we can do better. And I believe that's how you get to a level of civilization where you can traverse star systems, where you can have things like high-speed travel, where you can have things like free energy, because we inherently have this idea where everything that I give away is less for me and more for somebody else, when if you're the very act of giving away means that you already have it. So we have this idea of like individualism, of separatism. But once we foster this idea that we're all one being living in different entities, like Camille, I feel like you and I are similar, if not identical, in the sense that we're both God, but you're in your body and I'm in my body. I've had my experience, you've had your experience, and now we're just talking about our collective experience and where they diverge from each other. So it kind of sounds like a disagreement, but we're both agreeing to engage in the conversation. You know what I mean? So like, it's a beautiful thing, man. We just have to allow it to exist. Vic, you're a grown-ass man talking dumbass shit on some random person's channel. Get off. It's all right. It's all right, Mr. Warren. I took care of it. Anyway, Camille, like I said, reach out. We could link up. We could discuss it further. If you want to talk about it, more in front of people, I'm down with that. Like I said, this platform is everybody's. It belongs to everybody. I'm just the guy who started it. But with that, I'm gonna do this prayer, and I will bid you all adieu for the night, so I can go about my night and I can get my ass up early in the morning. Samantha was good. Peace to you, love. I'm just about to get off, but thank you for jumping in when you can. Thank you, everybody who showed consideration. Thank you very much to Camille for the discourse. For my beautiful cousins who joined me. For Juju, if you're still in here. Unseen Olu, Mrs. Clayton, Give Live Love, D-Oy, High Voltage. Who else? My sister Gina, who was in here. Loyalty came through. Who else? Mango Eater. Touching Hand, that's what's up. Touching Hand never told us where we can listen to their music, but they was all about having us go listen to it, which is weird. My cousin Jody, my cousin Olivia, thank you all for joining me. I love you all. I will see you all tomorrow, most likely. Because tomorrow's an even day, and I do have a meeting at 5:45, which might take about an hour. So it'll probably be around the 7 p.m. mark tomorrow where we jump in. Let's get that energy flowing. And here is the prayer. To the one of us who is many, I come to you in total awareness. Please grant my friends peace, progress, prosperity, patience, and persuasion, pleasure, and panacea. In this ever-persistent, present moment of now, Ashe, Aho, Amen, and like Alaken. Big hugs. Bang. Until tomorrow, take care of yourself. Sweet dreams.